Hi guys, welcome. Today I'm going to show you my everyday effortless makeup look that is super easy and simple to do. So let's get started. Okay, so first steps first is my eyebrows. So I always start with these Maybelline sticks. This is a darker one, the black brown, and this is a medium brown one. So I'm going to start with the lighter one today. And yeah, they, as you can already see, they are really good at pressing down the brows and really keeping them in place. So I like to do that as an initial first step. And then I go in with just my trusted Revolution eyebrow pencil. This is in the color dark brown. And then I just fill in any other spots that's needed. And I just change the shape of my brow here a little bit because they're naturally quite thin, but I like them to be a little bit less arched and more straight. So I just fill in the bottom. Okay, so once I've got them in place like that, I go in with my got2b trusted brow gel, which is also a hair gel. This is just such a great product. Again, my eyebrows are really hard to stick down, but this seems to do the trick. So I just brush them through, and then I take that kind of plastic edge and just kind of flatten them further. So yeah, that really helps. Just get them flat like that. Okay, so I always use a eyeshadow base because I have really oily lids and I need to have something for them to stick to. So I use the MAC Painterly Paint Pot, and then I just use a little makeup brush, eyeshadow brush, and paint that on. So once that's all blended in, I'm going to go to my favorite palette at the moment. Again, my everyday makeup palette. It's this Morphe Truth All Bare. So this is my absolute go-to because, as you can see, it is such a nice neutral palette that I've clearly used a lot and also just stuck my finger into. Favorite palette ever. So I'm going to go in with two different brushes. I go in with like this little tiny fluffy brush and a bigger fluffy brush. And first of all, I go in with just a nude shade. So just that kind of nude shade. And then I'm going to go in with these taupey colors, these gray tones, as my shading colors. So I like to always put a base of a neutral color first, and that's just kind of over the lid just to even it all out. Then I'll go in with my tiny brush into those taupey colors, and I'll start just carving out some shadows in my eye. I go just underneath the eyes as well. So I like to accentuate my eyes usually when I do an everyday makeup look a little bit. So I just go in and just define the shape of it. I'm going to use a tiny brush like this one to go into just sort of a dark brown shade, and just with the shadow just do a little line like that. So just like that. I always tend to sort of follow on from the bottom lashes and just draw a line straight up kind of to the end of my eyebrow there. Okay, so now that we've got that shape, I'm going to go in with my larger fluffy brush and again into that kind of taupey grayish shades, and then again just carve out this shape a little bit more. Okay, so once we have it there, I'm going to just go in with my liquid liner and just accentuate that little flick. So I'm just going to accentuate that little flick a little bit more. So once the eyeliner is on, I'm going to just do some mascara next. My go-to favorite mascara, which is the Lash Sensational from Maybelline in Very Black. And I always use a curler beforehand. So I saw a little trick the other day where starting from the top of the lashes and moving down apparently curls them better than moving from the bottom up. Yeah, I think that makes a difference. Okay, so once we have mascara on the eyebrows, I can now do foundation. So to start that, I don't like to put a lot of foundation on every day, so I'm going to start with concealer first and then conceal the main areas I think need a little bit extra. So I'm going to put a little bit more concealer in the spots that really need them. There as well. Yeah, so I really like this new concealer. It is from Revolution, IRL Filter Finish in the number 7. It's a really nice color, and it's really pigmented. It's got some good coverage, so I've been enjoying that one. Okay, so once I've got my concealer on, I go in with a bit of foundation just to balance everything out, and I've been using the KIKO Milano Insta Moisture, and this is in the shade Non lo so, don't know. I'll link it down below, but this has been a really good one, so I just use a couple of pumps of that. So I start off with a little bit first, just to see how much I really need. Okay, so once I've got the foundation on, I go in with a bit of blush. I've been using 2 different products at the moment, which I quite like. So this is another one from all Revolution today. This is a blush from Revolution. It is a liquid blush called You Got Me Blushing, and this is one of their balms in Sunkissed. So I'm going to go in with the balm first. So it just looks like that. So I've already tried this a couple of times, and it's a really nice silky balm. It gives you a lot of glow, and it smells nice. Okay, so once I've got that down first, I go in with the blush after. I just feel like that gives it a nice base. So I put a tiny dot of blush. Look at that, tiny dot. And then I just pat that again, all with the same brush, because I feel like the products just melt together Once it's had a bit of concealer, a bit of foundation on there, they just blend a lot better. Okay, so once I've got the base like this, it's obviously very glowy, so it needs to be set, but I just want to contour first, and it's my go-to NYX Sweet Cheeks matte little blush is what they call it. It's broken, obviously, but it's very good. So I go in with this angled brush, and I just go into this area here for my ear and just underneath my jaw, like so. And that makes such a big difference. To blend that underneath. I like to also put a little bit of contour on the base of my chin. So. And then a little bit on my cheekbones. And I just kind of bring that down like that. And obviously blend that out. And then I like to put a little bit of contour underneath my lip, some shadow, and then just a little bit as well along the side of my nose here, just like that. Once we have it like that, the final steps are putting a little bit of powder on. So I've got a loose powder and a pressed powder. I've just been using this one from Revlon, which is a translucent powder, and just a beauty blender. And then I just tap that in kind of a rolling motion in the areas that are really shiny. I'm gonna leave that kind of natural nose highlight there, so I avoid that area. In terms of lipstick, I do one of two things. I've been using the liquid blush to dab a little bit of that onto my lips, just to give a little bit of color. And then I've got this Superdewy lipstick from Maybelline, and this is in number 15, Lead the Way. And then I like to just draw on the outline. Tap that in, and it wouldn't be finished if I didn't put a little bit of gloss on. So I like two different things, which is this Lancôme lipstick, Mademoiselle Plays, one of my absolute favorites. So I'm going to put a little bit of that on. Oh. Okay, so that is the final look. I hope you enjoyed. Super easy and simple. I will see you next time. Buona giornata. Ciao!